You guys, I heard the dogs barking. I was just chilling and I looked outside the window to see why the dogs were all going nuts. And there's an elephant out here. And I think these people are trying to load the elephant up onto the truck. Crazy Thailand. Wow.
A little bit too late to realize that the elephant came to our village. I have a feeling it might be the same one that blessed our house when we were building this house. So I'm not sure, but he does or she does look like it. So
Always have your camera ready here in Thailand. You guys, you just never know what's gonna happen. As I've said before, I'm always prepared with the cameras. Anyway, today's video, Apple and I, we're gonna take you around the house and give you some animal updates. Since we've been out here, we haven't really showed you guys what we've been up to, just little bits and pieces here and there. I know some of you are waiting for some fish tank updates, some emu updates and all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna take you around the house. We're gonna give you guys some updates. We are getting ready for a house blessing ceremony, but that is going to be next week. So that is about it. I'm about halfway through my workout. This is a daily routine. Every morning I gotta get it in. So I'm gonna finish up here, you guys, and I will be back to take you guys around the house and give you guys an update on what we've been up to. Okay, you guys, so the first order of business after I leave the gym is to feed the koi. Now, I think Apple's mom feeds the koi as well. So they get like a double feeding, but I don't think she feeds them a whole heck of a lot. So I give them a fistful and so those are our original koi, and some of them are growing actually really good size already. Can't wait for them to like double and triple that. I think it's gonna be really cool. We might add some more, not sure. We did put some more in here from Chatuchak Market, if you guys watched that other video. So we might get some more, same size, match them up, put a little bit more size in here. And the black shark, the local carp that we took out of the river, is in here. It's just that it's black color and you can't really see it, but it does come up to the surface and grab food. And it also is probably about this size already. I don't know how big it's gonna get, but the fish are doing good. We're not having really any algae problems. There has been a coat of green algae that has coated the sides and the bottom, but we actually like the way that looks, but the water clarity is staying pretty good. So that's it. Let's go upstairs and see the other fish. So the daily routine every morning after I get done with the gym and after I feed myself, I then feed the fish that are in the 2 tanks upstairs here in the house. So I'll just show you kind of what I do. We have sourced, as I've been saying, a lot of the fish food from the local market and locally as well. I use a mix of both, so I have prepared food. These are frozen bloodworms in cubes. Those are for our discus. And then what I like to do is kind of prepare both tanks in advance and give the frozen stuff just a chance to thaw out just a little bit. So these are from the local river, and these are like all the river fish. We freeze them intentionally. Instead of being in a thick brick, we try to flatten them out so we can kind of break them apart. That is not quite enough. These fish are eating a lot. And probably something like that is okay. The stingrays, the freshwater stingrays, they like these shrimp, which we sourced also locally from the river. So try not to give them too much because they like the fish as well. So usually just a little clump like that. The fish that are in the discus tank also, like the clown loaches and the spiny eels and that sort of thing, they love these shrimp. So I usually give them a little bit as well. So while we're letting this frozen stuff thaw out a little bit, I will usually just feed the discus straight away. So we'll do that first. For the discus, we give them some of this prepared dry food. Usually about that much is good, a little scoop. And the fish, they watch me prepare every morning their food, and they come to the side and watch me. I have them trained. I feed them on this side of the tank just because of where the outputs are with the jets. So I usually give them a chance for everybody to come over here. A couple still asleep on the end, but they'll figure it out. And then I just do the big dump. The spiny eels are up in there eating the shrimp. And the discus do their thing. Tiger barbs, clown loaches like the shrimp as well. Soon there'll be probably a couple of the catfish will move out, and they kind of eat a lot of food. And they'll be working on that. They'll be picking off all that stuff. They're doing really, really well. And I've added heaters now that are maintaining the water a bit warmer now because the winter it can be a little colder sometimes, so make sure that the water temperature stays warm. The discus like warm water. Catfish are starting to smell it. Here they come. Apple calls this our whale shark. So we'll move into our bedroom where the other fish tank is. If you guys have ever thought about it, do they celebrate Christmas in Thailand? Generally speaking, no, they don't. They use Christmas for marketing at the malls and things, just no different than any other country in the world. But we celebrate Christmas. Apple has done a great job putting together this beautiful Christmas tree. And she's got some decoration. She got some on top of the discus tank, actually, I forgot about. All right, now, these fish in here, they already see me, so they're already waiting for me. So in this tank, we have our 2 black diamond stingrays. We have the arowana that we've had now for a few months, and the platinum alligator gar. When we first got the gar, for about 2 weeks, he wasn't really eating. No conflict in this tank. They're getting along. All the fish are getting along great, but he just was a little bit shy. Adding these 3 fish to the tank, the arowana became super food aggressive, but not aggressive towards the other fish. Just he's just in competition for food, so he's like really dominant. But now the alligator gar has kicked in, and you can see he's circling for food as well. So it's pretty interesting to watch the change in the tank. The dynamics have changed. So all I basically do, there's a little hole right here, and this is where I drop the food in. And what I have been doing is letting the arowana come and get a little bit full. But the gar, he's been becoming more bold, coming in and looking for food. And the gar, for such a small bodied fish, he can put a lot of food in there. And the stingrays come to the top, flapping around. They're trying to grab some fish too. I let the arowana take some big bites, and then I start dumping. These are for the stingrays. They'll start sinking down to the bottom. The arowana will grab some, like you just took that huge chunk, but the stingrays will get some. So Apple has named most of these fish except for one. She named the arowana Tongdi, which is like a high quality gold, this is a Thai word. And then she named the two freshwater stingrays Pancake 1 and Pancake 2. So the fish that we don't have a name for yet is the platinum alligator gar. If you guys have any suggestions, put it in the comments below. Help us name our fish. I don't know what to call it. I don't know if it's a male or a female. But I'm telling you, I am really enjoying that gar. I just think it is the coolest thing. Two totally different fish coexisting quite well. And I just think it's a really neat animal. And it's going to get big as well. So the fish tanks I am enjoying immensely. It is such a breath of fresh air to step away from reptiles and do something completely different. I am not an expert fish keeper by any means. I do have a lot of experience keeping fish, but it was way back when I was young working at a fish shop. But it's really nice to be able to step away and do something different. And my social media is not full of fish enthusiasts, it's full of reptile enthusiasts, so I get like the full effect of burnout on the reptiles if I step into social media, but I do not get that with the fish. So I feel like I'm kind of just doing my own thing and sort of learning and experimenting as I go. But we're doing a really good job. The discus in the living room are notorious for being difficult fish, and we're doing great with our discus. They are doing amazing. And so we're just kind of going through and adding fish as we go. I still want to add maybe 1 or 2 more fish to this tank. And yes, I realize that a lot of these fish are going to get quite large, especially the gar, but we have lots of options to upgrade. So I'm almost kind of looking at this like a grow out tank. And then we have the sky's the limit for outdoor ponds and bigger enclosures, bigger tanks and that sort of thing. So I'm not worried about that at all. But it is a dangerous thing because I'm really enjoying this fish hobby. It is, like I said, it's like a breath of fresh air. So highly recommend it if you're burned out on reptiles. Step in, do something different for a change if it interests you. I've always loved all these fish, and finally I'm in a permanent place where I'm able to keep these guys. So loving it. Let's go outside, you guys. I'm going to have Apple take the reins. She's going to show you some of the other animals.
Around our house, we are planting all kinds of different herbals and some fruit trees. So this one is mango trees. Right now is the flower season of it, so they're all blooming. It's going to produce some fruit pretty soon. And some flowers that I like. I love roses, so I plant them all along. Over there on the second floor also. And then this way I have rosemary, cilantro, some chili, very hot chili, and those coriander. In Thai we call pak chi bai lươi. It's like a saw leaf coriander. And green onions here. I have some watermelons over there actually, if you can see it. This is lemon basil, galangal. This one is no fruit yet, but they call sugar apples. Very sweet. I like it a lot, but Dan doesn't like it. And of course, green onion, cilantro here. This one peppermint. In Thai we call sarane. This one Thai basil. This is some of my rose bushes that I removed it from the house. This one my dad herbals, I don't know the name. Some small papaya there. Yeah, and then I put roses along this way. We have big and small papaya tree. This one is ginger. We have a big plantation over there. I didn't show you guys. Yes, it's okay. Bananas. This tree actually is, it's got some passion fruit on it, if you guys see it. This actually not the passion fruit trees. Passion fruit is like a wine, go all around it. And then when the fruit is ripe, it will drop down. And then I pick them and then eat it with yogurt. It tastes really good. This is some gooseberry thing. This is some salad. It's nice and green right here. Green leaf lettuce. And yeah, more chili. And behind me are my babies. Hey guys. We are upgrade to a better fence. Do you want to see inside? I can bring you inside. Change the shoes first. Look at my shoes now. They're probably gonna eat that. I have to change to my boot. Go back, Leia. I can't remember them anymore. Who is who? Every time when I call them, I just go three of them. Queenie, Leia, Oscar. Three. Ow! That's my hair. So this one seems to be Leia because she isn't afraid of anything. That's one Queenie. That one is Oscar. So as you guys see, love morning glories every time. Pickle. Come and look closer at the skin. See that? It's beautiful pink color. That's a brand new feathers. Don't take me. And next to our emus, here are my Allie and Carl. This is Allie. This is Carl. So a boy and a girl. Hopefully someday we will get some little babies out of them.
So we have a really crazy story about the emu. We got a brand new car and we had the vehicle delivered by flatbed, like a slider. So that big truck backed up into our driveway here, and as the back of the truck tipped down and made contact with the concrete, it made this really loud noise. The noise actually sounded like an amplified version of the sound that the emus make when they're freaked out or scared about something. And that noise freaked out the emu. So the original pen was not as tall as it is now. It wasn't as sturdy as it is now. And two of our emu jumped through the roof and took off. And it was like 2 in the morning. And it was really scary because I'm trying to manage the delivery of this vehicle, signing papers that we received it and all this other stuff, knowing that as soon as that vehicle leaves, we're gonna have to go find these emu. I didn't know how far they went. I didn't know if they went outside of our property. I just had no idea where they were. Anyway, it took about an hour. One of them was still in the cage, thankfully. Another one we found in front of my in-laws' house at the gate. So it took a while to kind of corral that one. Another one went through my in-laws' property and into the property next to it and ended up in like a buffalo pen that was empty. It's like just bamboo, like rails or whatever. So it was really scary because emus can kick and they can do a lot of damage. And I was really nervous about getting that close to the emus that were already freaked out. And it was nighttime and I just had no idea how I was going to get those emus back. And so Apple wanted me to like throw a blanket over the top of them and wrestle them to the ground and tie their legs together. And I knew that that would just cause panic. There's no way the animals would be calm during that time. So I just experimented. I tried getting closer. Luckily, the emus let me get close enough to touch them. And then by some miracle, I don't know how it happened, but I put my arm around the body of the emu, and with my other hand, I illuminated our way with a flashlight. And I actually walked and guided them through all kinds of crazy obstacles. I mean, we went through bushes and backyards and trees and oh my gosh, fences and all kinds of craziness. I don't know how we did it. I have a totally different appreciation for those birds now, because at first I thought the birds were kind of dumb. I thought that every morning when they see me or see Apple, it's like the first time they're seeing a new person again. But it is not the case. Those birds did not show me any kind of aggression. They did not try to kick. They were super trusting of me. And I'm sure it also had something to do maybe with the darkness of the night or whatever. I don't know. I have no idea. But we got the birds back in the pen. We kind of put some Band-Aid stuff on the pen because there were some holes in the fence and whatnot. And then we just redid the whole thing. So now it's chain link fence and it's much taller. They can't jump out of this now. And so it's very sturdy. I mean, it's a homemade job, but it's very, very sturdy. It's, you know, we got the poles deep into the dirt, and it's actually a little bigger now for the birds, and I think the birds are happier. Not sure. I know that we sleep a lot better at night knowing that the birds are contained in this. And this is going to be where they're going to reside here for a little while longer until we get the property across the street planned out and all set up for them. But that was crazy. That was crazy. But anyway, just one of our crazy stories. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Just a quick update from us here on what we've been up to in Thailand. We've been here about a month now. So the next order of business is a house blessing ceremony. We have 5 monks coming, catering, lots of guests. And it is going to be quite the ordeal. Apple and her family are doing everything they can to make sure that it goes down flawlessly. I am going to be running the cameras and trying to bring that experience also to you guys. It's going to be very interesting. We haven't had a house blessing ceremony yet for this house due to COVID, but now things seem right and we are going to make that happen. So we will see you in the next video. Take care, you guys. Thank you again for watching.
Sorry.
Whoa.
Something on my boot. Sorry.
You okay?
I shook it and okay.
What is it, a frog? Sorry, I have a tortoise stepping on my foot. So, you're heavy.